close to 10:30. Let's open the board meeting. We'll open the meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance, so if everybody would please stand. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Quick comment. Remember, our servicemen and women are out there as of this hour, this day, this minute, serving our country to keep us being able to sit here and have a good meeting. So thank you. First item on the agenda is the approval of the minutes for July 24th, 2014. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes as presented?
I would move that we approve the minutes as presented.
Do we have a second?
Second that.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Considered register of claims is next on the agenda for $1,340,497.24.
Reviewed the claims, I'd move approval.
I would second that.
Any discussion at all? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, thank you. We have nothing under old business. Under new business, we have a Pizza King project, and it says Board of Works Sanitary District is going to present that.
Done.
I was going to say, why don't we get an expert on this up here? John Anderson, our head of our engineering department.
John Anderson, District Engineer. On the Bethel Avenue Pizza King location, they are in the process of getting ready to do some remodeling of their building, and we have a sewer running through their property that we need to do some work on, and I'm asking that the board approved to put out for bids the project once plans are completed.
Okay. It's amazing to me after looking at, Mr. Klein may want to address this a little farther, but the pipe that we're talking about serves almost, it looks like the entire northwest up there, Northwest Plaza and all those houses. It's really a very large pipe. I understand it is deteriorating.
36 inches.
And, so they're going to be expanding to the west, and we're going to participate in helping them get that done. Mr. Klein, do you want to cover anything at all?
Yeah,
on
we'll
that,
actually
or
relocate the
just-
pipe to clear where their expansion area. And we'll get new easements for the pipes that are there.
Right.
So, good. No, I'm totally on board with this. I think we should go ahead and authorize the
Okay.
approval to bid.
Yeah, it turns out that before the sanitary board was formed, there were a lot of pipes put in the ground, and easements were not obtained back in the day. If they were obtained, there's no record of them at all. And so it's something we have to deal with. It doesn't come up very often, but we have to deal with those situations, and we're going to be getting easements in in that entire area up there. So, again, thanks for the great work your engineering department did putting this. Even I couldn't understand it, and so that's quite an accomplishment. So we're moving forward on this. So I guess what we need is a motion for us to move forward on the Pizza King project at this point in time. I say Pizza King project, but it really is almost the entire northwest area up there. I mean, we just give it that title because they're expanding their business.
I would move that we authorize bidding by our district engineering office in the Bethel Avenue Pizza King area.
So we'll be getting 3 bids for this project, and that will come forward.
No, this will be public bid.
That's what I meant.
We can get 50 bids.
50 bids.
on it, So,
Okay.
but we can go ahead and go through the formal advertisement, get the plans and specs ready, the easements done, and put it out on the street for bid.
So what we're doing is authorizing you to proceed getting the bids, right? Advertising on the project. Okay.
Do have a question. Is this under some time restraint? I mean, are we pushed to get
Yeah,
this done?
we met with the owner. They would like to limit the on-the-site construction activities for the pipe and the backfill to 30 days.
So we need to push forward pretty quickly on all this.
Yeah, they're wanting to get this done
Okay.
with Ball State campus activities. So.
I'd second the motion.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, thank you. Thank you, John. Next thing, I see John still up here, change order 1 on High Street Emergency Repair Project. And again, what this board has decided to do in all our emergency projects, when there's changes, we have asked the engineering department, or if Tracy, sewer maintenance department, to come to this board and to report on what those changes would be, so it's part of the public record. So, John, if you'll proceed.
This project was titled the High Street Emergency Sewer Emergency Repair Project, where we had a partial breakdown in our combination line there just north of the railroad tracks, and then south of where the new Arc Hotel is currently under progress. This was to reroute the sewers to get away from where the partial collapse is, plus also to accommodate where the Arc is going in. At the time of the construction, during construction, there was a mismarked water main, which is in the description falls under items 2, 3, and 4, where we had to make changes, and any other lost time or downtime due to having to rework due to that water main being mismarked. Item 1 was changes in the layout of the parking garage, which necessitated some changes between the time that we received the bids and the time we actually awarded. So that's where the first item, number 1, those changes are in there. And on the total change on the contract price of $153,624.85.
How much was that again?
$153,624.85.
So, John, we had to move the water main was mislocated twice? Is that the way I read this?
It was mislocated both at the planning stage and
Okay.
when the contractor called in his locates.
Okay.
And we did not know that it was mislocated until he went to set his first manhole.
Okay.
I won't throw anybody under the bus to ask who marked where those water lines were, but it wasn't us, correct?
It's not us.
Okay. Are there any other questions with this
No.
at all? Okay.
Work's all done, right?
The work is completed.
Yeah, okay, and we had authorized that and verbally, okay, so we're just reporting to the board now that this was a necessity for us to do, okay? All right, any questions, Joe? Okay, with that, let's have a motion, if we would, for change order 1 on the High Street Emergency Repair Project.
So moved.
I would second,
All-
as presented.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, John.
Yep.
The next item on the agenda is capital projects report, and Scott Dumpke of GRW Engineer Firm will report on that. Good morning, Scott.
Hi, good morning. We have 2 good project reports for you today. PO sewer is fully complete, and we want you to authorize the final release of escrow on that account. And then on the plant power project is almost complete, down to some minor punch list items. We want you to authorize the release of the escrow with holding about $10,000 on that escrow account. So that will close out the escrow account on the PO sewer and hold approximately $10,000 on the plant power project, which will release $158,000 some odd dollars on the
Okay.
plant power escrow account.
And how much combined roughly between the escrow release between the two?
Well, there was 158 from the, I don't remember what the number was on the other, probably about $40,000 on the PO sewer was still being held.
Okay.
You've been on top of these projects. Do you have any other questions?
No, and any difference left is for punch list? There's still punch
Correct.
list cleanups?
Yeah, and PO sewer punch list is completely done. All the receipts have been,
Okay.
everything's been received on the suppliers and the release of liens.
Again, Joe, you've been involved, so no questions at all?
Nope.
Okay,
Good to get those done.
Yep.
okay, good. Do I have a motion to release the
Escrow,
escrow on those 2 projects
as recommended?
as recommended?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, thank you. Thank you, Scott. Next is, by the way, I would just like to comment, I was on the board for 12 years before, and in a year and a half, we've taken on more projects with the district, either through the natural gas station that we now have in operation. And by the way, those numbers are increasing daily as word gets out. Private trucking firms and other individuals are using that station now. And we were really pleased with the acceptance of it. So again, I want to thank the newspaper and anybody else who's written articles about what we're trying to do for the environment and to save money. So enough of my talking, Nick. Come on up if you would, and
At least you
give
got
us.
my name right this time.
Yes, because you were here.
Oh.
Nick's going to talk on the preventive service agreement with the TradeStar Energy.
Well, based on what you said with the CNG station, this is the next step. We're up, we're running. What I bring to you today is, for your consideration, a service agreement for preventative maintenance with TrueStar at $1,200 a month. Again, it's preventative maintenance. As we're learning the tricks of the trade, I would ask that you consider this.
I'll just make a comment on that. It's certainly necessary, and we have a large investment out there, and it's better to keep problems from happening rather than to cause problems. So I was kind of involved with this one, so I wanted to speak on that. But with that, can we have a motion to, or is there any discussion on that?
Year at a time, Nikki, or what?
Yes.
Okay.
It's for 3 years,
3 years total, but we will renew a year at a time.
so by then, we should probably be
We
having a
won't
good
need-
handle on it.
Yes.
We'll do it ourselves.
Yes, unless you want me to go out and fix it.
No,
Any other discussion?
no.
So I have a motion for the preventive service agreement with TriStar, and they're experts in this field.
They built the station.
Yeah, they
with
built the
ESG.
station, so they certainly are familiar with it
Yes.
and have up till now come out under our warranty period and
Yes.
fix some things. So,
Could we, I'll make the motion. I'd like to, subject to our legal review of the agreement, approve it.
excellent.
Sure. Okay.
Excellent.
I'll make that
Is that a motion?
Yeah.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Next is a landlord statement that everybody's been waiting for from Nikki Grisby, our district administrator. So this will probably be our last time that we're going to address this subject. Not everybody's going to be happy, okay, but we've listened and we did make some compromises here. And so Nikki, would you proceed and read the statement?
At the last board meeting and the previous board meeting, the three of you had taken under advisement the comments from the public and agreed to discuss and see what you could do and work out with the end goal still in mind. At the back of everyone's packet, there's a press release that went out last night. What the recommendation that the board is approving today is that if you're a landlord and you had a lease signed prior to June 1st of this year, you will be exempt for 1 year, so June 1st of 2015, of transferring the bill into the landlord's name. So if I'm a tenant, I have 1 year to get that transferred.
So one of the things that we did listen to that made sense is I just signed a lease. How do I change it? And so we decided to recommend that to the other board members. And I don't know if there's anything else I can say about it. We've done a lot of talk about it, but the bottom line is we really have to do everything we can for the ratepayers to keep the rates down. And it's difficult to do these things that are being mandated by the IDEM, somewhere at this point in time, $160 million worth of CSO work, which we're working diligently to get that reduced by using better alternative methods. So we're dealing with IDEM on that now. But there are financial obligations that the district is required to do, and we just have to ensure that we do everything that we deem possible to keep the rates down. The easiest thing to do is say, okay, we'll just raise rates. We're not doing that. In fact, in the stormwater, we gave back $1 million last year, round figures. Reduced the storm, which I don't think government does very often, but the board actually reduced the stormwater rates for a total of about $1 million. So again, I think we're sympathetic to those who own property and realize this is an additional burden to them. But the board's final consensus was that we have to move forward with this exception. Does that pretty well sum it up?
I think it's fair, I think it's a compromise, and that would be the recommendation to the board.
Yeah, we'd seen this individually. So this will go in, do we have an ordinance or a policy I mean,
It's
does
not an
this go
ordinance.
into some sort of document that we have?
It's official minutes. After today, after
Okay.
you vote, it's official minutes, and your attorney is well aware
Okay.
and has done his research as well.
Any comments?
No.
Anything, Joe? Okay, and you've reviewed it. Okay, so with that said, I'm asking for this board to approve that change to where we're going to be given up to a year for a lease that was previously signed by landlords.
Now, keep in mind, they do need to bring that lease in. They can email it, they can put it in the Dropbox, they can bring it in, but we do need to have that in our file.
And if, yeah, thank you, Nikki. And the other thing is that if we can, in some cases, landlords may not have the past records because they didn't receive the usage that the houses had, or, and we would be happy to help provide any information that's necessary for them to ascertain what an average would be to add to their new leases, if that's what they decide to do. And we would be happy as a district to help supply any information we can.
Absolutely.
So with that, I guess we're ready for a motion.
So moved.
I would second the motion to adopt this policy change.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Nikki. The next thing is, it's open for public comments, and because of the large amount of comments we get on different occasions, we've asked we're going to be asked, and we're not going to shoot anybody if they go a minute or 3.5 minutes, but we're going to be asking any comments from an audience in the future to try to stick with 3 minutes. And again, if they run over a little bit, we'll let them finish up what they're doing, so it's not going to be a police-type action. So, and I don't, Nikki, do we need to actually have that placed in our board meeting, the 3-minute limitations, or can we just, I guess, Mark, I should ask you that question. Since we're putting something into our board meetings for the future, it'd be a 3-minute limit, should we have a motion and vote on that?
Probably should, yeah.
We should. Okay, so with that, do I have a motion that we, in the future, limit 3 minutes to somebody who is going to be coming in with public comments?
I would move that we only allow 3 minutes for public comment.
I would second, and I was wondering, is there any way we can hold Bill Smith to that? Anything he does?
Hey, watch that applause out there.
I would
Is that
second
a
the motion.
friendly amendment?
It's a very friendly, right? So with that said, we will limit everybody but me to that, from the public for a 3-minute. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, thank you. And again, it is not meant to let people express what they think. This board has always been very open and tried to listen to anybody on any subject you have. So now my 1 minute of the 3 is up, so I'll end it. With that said, the next, we'll close the meeting. The next regular scheduled board meeting will be at the
Is there
same
public
location.
comment?
I did say public comment, and very honestly, I think we had to answer it because everybody left. Anybody who's going to make a comment has decided after our stand that they didn't need to make a comment.
Very good.
So with that, we're going to go ahead and adjourn the meeting, and the next meeting will be the same place, Thursday, August 21st at 10:30 a.m. And thank you very much. And again, this just mentioned, I know this, landlords have been very, 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 very gracious in their comments, even though they certainly disagree with our statements. They've been really good about it. Thank you.